Hello and welcome guys to another video, and today we are at Dundee karting for the first time in a number of months. This is the Teamsport venue. This is the new electric karts. So they had these karts I think for about 2 weeks before we came on this video. So the tyres are 2 weeks old basically, so nice fresh rubber. We had done about 2 sessions before this. 2 15-minute sessions just to get a feel for the karts. We were about 2/10 off the quickest of the day, which was I was quite happy with, considering the others had been going here like every Monday for the past few months and I haven't been in a while. So it was good. So then we did a random grid start race, which is what we're going to do a video of today. Some nice racing. There's no boost button on these cars unfortunately, but it is on speed setting 4, which is quite nice. So nice bit of power. We're starting from P7, just a random grid, and as usual I got one of the worst spots, but it does make for an exciting race. There's not many overtaking opportunities at this track, very narrow and not really many braking zones, but let's see how we get on, starting from P7. So we get a nice start, we're on the inside, straight into the first corner. Going out wide, immediately onto the inside there, getting nice 2 overtakes done in the first 3 corners, block the inside of the hairpin, and then we are behind a fellow regular at Dundee from 2023, Douglas Smith in front of us. He used to go to Dundee very regularly in 2023 when we were going regularly as well. He now does a lot of like Club 100 and karting events like that. I believe he still works at Larkhall as well, which is a really nice karting track. I did go there a few months ago in 2024. I found the karts were not great, the rentals, but the track is incredible. It's easily one of the best in Scotland. So here Douglas makes a bit of a mistake on the exit, going into the hairpin there. He gets a little bit of a slide and we're able to sneak by here. We're on the right, but we just get left enough space. I clipped the wall on the exit, but we get the move done there. He was getting used to the car, a bit late on the brakes into the hairpin, and we were able to just take advantage of that. So now we are in P4 I think at this point. So we've got the top 3 just up in front of us. Now, as I say, this is the 3rd time I've been on these electric karts. So I'm just trying to push the limit of these karts and try and follow the lines of the guys ahead, because they're a lot more regular than myself at this track and they've got more experience on the electric kart. So I'm trying to see what lines they're taking, where they're tapping the brakes, and see what I can learn from their driving. The nice thing with these new electric karts is they have the brake lights. The old petrol ones didn't have brake lights, so if you were following someone, you didn't actually know what they were doing with the pedals. You knew what lines they were taking because you could see that, but you couldn't see where their braking zones were, whereas with these brake lights you can actually follow someone and see where they brake and where they just lift off the throttle, which is quite nice. As you can see, with it being such a tight circuit, the main focus is just to be as close to the walls as possible. So I'll just talk you guys through a lap as we come to start this lap. So this long turn 1, long sweeping right hander, full throttle, a little bit of a lift, tap of the brakes, throw it in for the left hander, get on the power nice and early, coming into this hairpin, tap of the brakes, turn it in, get on the power as early as possible. Just keep it tight through there. Here is full throttle. Let it go out wide, bring it in, open up this left-hander, and then here is full throttle again, just opening it up as much as possible. Most of these corners, it's just about sacrificing some corners to open up the next one. So like there on the second part of turn 1, you sacrifice a little bit of your speed to open up the hairpin. Same with this corner, you've got this long right-hander and then you cut in at the end of it and open up the entry of it. So a lot of this track is really about momentum. The electric karts change it slightly. The older petrol ones, the momentum was super important because they didn't have the acceleration, whereas with these electric karts they accelerate much quicker, so you do tend to tap the brakes a bit more than you did in the petrol ones, just because you can then accelerate out of it, whereas on the petrol you would, I think, tap the brakes once, and then all the other corners, if you needed to slow down, you would just lift off the throttle, whereas these you do actually use the brakes. At the end of it, I was, I think, tapping the brakes on 2 parts of the track. The only thing with these karts is you can't lift off the throttle, which is a bit weird, because when you lift off the throttle, the kart brakes for you, which is a really weird feeling coming from the petrol karts here, because with the petrol karts, if you lifted off the throttle, it would just coast, it would idle a bit, whereas with these electric ones, it brakes for you when you come off the throttle, which you basically have to either be on the throttle or on the brakes, otherwise it will brake for you, which feels really weird. Overall, I really enjoyed these karts. It will be interesting to see how they develop over the coming months. With the electric karts at Warrington, the pace difference between the karts was shockingly bad after a few months because they just got so wrecked. Whereas it will be interesting to see at this track how the electric karts deteriorate, because with the petrol ones there was really big differences in pace between the different engines, whereas with an electric kart you think, well, it's just an electric motor, how can the electric motors be different? It's a motor and a battery. So I hope that these karts stay very similar in pace to keep it competitive, but it will be interesting to see as they get used by the public and things. I mean, these are run by the public every single day, so they do get a battering, so it will be interesting to see how they deteriorate compared to the electric karts at places like Warrington. So now we're still running P4, we've skipped a little bit of the race because nothing was happening. Now there is a back marker that the top 3 have caught up to, which is going to help us quite a bit, as you can see. Coming into turn 1 now, they take out the back marker, however that has allowed me to catch up massively. We go into yellow flag and then immediately back to green flag, which allows us to catch up to the top 3 right at the end of the race. Now we still have Douglas Smith behind us, however we are now right on the back of the podium sitters. So let's see what we can do over the next few minutes. This is only a 15-minute race, however we do about a 25-second lap. So you do over 30 laps in 15 minutes. So let's see what we can do coming into these laps. As you see, P1's already starting to break away a little bit. P2's got a little bit of pressure from P3, and we're trying to put as much pressure as we can onto the P3 driver. Now here, P2 goes wide and lets both P3 and myself, who was in P4, pass. And I don't know if he had a kart issue or what happened, because he had the pace to stay with the leader all of the race, and then he let both of us through. So I assume he had some form of kart issue, or I don't know if he pressed the throttle too late or something when he exited the hairpin and just got a really bad exit. I have no idea, but yeah, we got P3 for free there. Now let's watch and see what happens with the leaders. So we're still running P3. As you can see, P1 and P2 are really close coming into the first corner here, and there is a collision which gives us a P2. So we go from P7 to P2 at the end there. We've just got about 2 laps left, so we go on to green flag, and then I think go on to green flag after this corner. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. We have to go yellow for a few more corners. As soon as we go green flag, we just follow P1. He's got a little bit of a gap. I am not faster than him. I was able to do similar lap times, but I'm definitely not going to be able to get a move here in the next few laps unless he makes a mistake. Douglas Smith is really close behind me. He's going to give us a few nudges that you'll see as he tries to look for a way past. But we're able to hold it for P2 by the end of the race. So a really nice day, P7 to P2. Overall, I really enjoyed the new electric karts. Like I say, it will be interesting to see how they develop. As we see there, we got a little bit of a nudge from Douglas there, so I defend the inside of the hairpin. So as you'll see over the next 2 laps or so, I'm going to be doing a little bit of defending before we get to the end of the race. But overall, as I was saying, the electric karts, I've really enjoyed them. So if you guys like the electric karts, definitely get down to the Dundee Teamsport and give them a try. The staff are always really helpful, and there's usually 1 or 2 staff there that are regular drivers at the track and very quick, so you can always ask for advice and things like that. But as always, thank you very much to Teamsport for the staff. Very good session there again, some fun racing, and hopefully we'll be back to Dundee in the coming months for BIKC in June. As always guys, thank you very much for watching, hope you enjoyed, and see you again next time.